morning.
I'll just wait for a couple more people to come in. Let's see. I know it's 10 o'clock. Was it 10 o'clock in the morning, Jimmy? 10 a.m.?
10 on the button.
10 on the button.
10 on the button.
Just like everybody else, nobody ever comes in on time, right? So it's like 7.
Well, I was early today.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just wait for a couple more people to come in, and then we'll say hello, all that good stuff.
You got some shop over here, man.
Thanks, brother. Thank you. Yeah, so this stuff is going to be recorded, so if you're not watching it live, don't worry about it. You're going to watch it a little bit later. I'm John from 3 River Blades. This is Jimmy Void.
Jimmy Void.
All right, everybody say hello to Jimmy.
Good morning, everybody.
Just what we're going to do today is we're going to do some knife making. We're not going to go all in depth into it. What I want to do is just do a little bit of just showing how somebody like a beginner would kind of start. We're going to go very slow. I don't want anybody to cut any fingers off. That's really bad for us. So you came in with 10 digits, you want to leave with 10 digits, right?
That's who I am. I'm a beginner.
Right. So we're going to talk a little bit about how the knife process works, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to start testing. We're going to start doing a little bit of machining. All right. Jimmy, just introduce yourself. Talk a little bit about yourself.
My name is Jimmy Void. That's my graffiti tag. I live in the Bronx my whole life. Spray painted trains. I got
Alleged.
Yeah, right.
Alleged.
Right.
Alleged.
Little spray painting, little race cars. Used to go to Englishtown with a lot of my buddies. Drive Mustangs. 5-0 Posse is our little clique. It's been around for a long time. Aside from that, I had Void's Gym. That's been a Bronx landmark for years. Got a lot of big crew over there. I don't train no more, but those are my buddies. Those are my guys. And I got John 3 River here, and his brother is one of my close friends. And I got John Hard Knocks, Wayne Gurman, Bronx Guy. I'm wearing a shirt, Bronx Strong, and that's it. I'm just John's helping me try to build up my channel, and we'll see if anybody wants to listen.
Yeah. So just tell them where they can reach you at, your YouTube channel, all that stuff.
I'm on. I think. I'm not sure. I got 2 profiles. I got Avoided 86. That's my Mustang. Like my Mustang profile, and then I got Void's Gym, BXNY.
That's where.
That's on Facebook. I think I got Jimmy Void on YouTube. I got Avoided 86 on Instagram, and I got Void's Gym, BXNY on Facebook.
Okay.
I think that's my accounts.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to put all the links down below, so if you guys want to contact Jimmy, you could, send him a message. And please, if you're a subscriber of mine, please go check him out. Also understand that Jimmy's kind of new to the social media thing, all right? So, don't be that critical jerk, all right? Don't be that. Also, guys, you know me. If you want to reach me, 3riverblades.com, 3 River Kydex, if you're interested in any type of sheets or holsters or pouches or anything of that stuff. And definitely join Patreon. We're trying to reach the 50K subscribership. All right, so I'm at like 49,099. So it's going to take a little bit of time to get there, but it's all because of you guys. So please make sure that you are on that Patreon. And also, if you wanted to, scroll back 1 or 2 videos and you're going to see the 50K subscribership. What that does is it allows you to get free gifts. All the stuff that I review is up for the grabs. You just have to do a couple things, and the information is down below. All right, Jim, so I'm going to pull this a little closer. We're going to talk a little bit about how we create knives, or how we actually make a knife. So let me see, Jimmy, if I could pull this a little bit closer. All right, I don't know if you guys can see all this. All right. Sorry if I'm moving this a little bit crazy. There you go.
You gotta push me out of the way, just do it.
Okay. All right, guys. Can you guys see that? Hopefully you can see that. I think the chat is on. Is the chat on? Let's see if I can do all message visible, super chat. All right, top chat. Okay, cancel that. All right. If you guys can see me, just drop a chat. I want to see if the chat is actually working. I hope it works. So, let's see. Jim, you want to come around here so we can talk a little bit? All right. So, guys, you know what we basically have here. Let me see if I can pull this up a little bit. I don't know why my chat's not working. All messages are visible. All right, top chat, some potential. Okay. I don't know. It says it's visible. Guys, can you just throw a little chat in there? Just say hello, that kind of thing. Just let me know that you are available. I just want to see if my chat's working. If not, then I won't know it. I can't see it. Let me pull this back just a little bit more. Technical difficulties. Yep, there it is. Thank you very much, Al. Thank you, Al. I appreciate it. All right. Let me try to. Jimmy Page. That's, by the way, one of my favorite musicians, Jimmy Page. All right, you can see us, right? Thumbs up, good. All right, thank you very much. All right, guys. So what we're doing is we're gonna take this piece of steel or something like it, or what I've done in the past is take this and create this, okay? Piece of steel from this to this, all right? This is what this is on the website. We call this the last ditch, all right? The last ditch actually has like a couple different grinds. This is a flat grind. What I typically like to make with this is a hollow grind. And then what I do with this is kind of like my Skinner. I know I call it a last ditch knife, mostly because I added a lot of holes here. And what that does is it allows me to wrap paracord in it. If I need to make a spear or a fishing spear or something like that, that's why I added a lot of these holes.
It's one of my favorite models on your website.
Thank you. So what this does is it's carbon steel. Carbon steel will rust. So if I don't coat it with something or protect it, then it's going to get rusty pretty quick.
And you could make that either the stainless finish or the.
No, this is strictly carbon. So once it's carbon steel, it stays carbon. So I can't change it. But what I can do is I can coat it with like gun blue or Cerakote. Yes.
Yeah, that was.
Or you could just make it oil. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can oil it really well, and then if I oil it really well, it won't get rusty. Just like if you were a hunter and you're oiling your gun, you would oil your knife.
Because the mosquito that you made for me is gunmetal.
Yes.
It finishes gunmetal, and I love that one.
Let's see if I can find it. That's this right here. This is very toxic, so I'll try not to touch it. All right, that's cold bluing. Cold bluing's pretty good. It lasts pretty good, but you have to treat the metal a little bit better. Meaning you have to, what I like to do is I sandblast the metal, and then when I sandblast the metal, it makes like a nice even coat, nice even sheen. Otherwise you get like kind of blotchiness and it looks crappy. All right, so what I would do if I was just using this piece of steel, all right, or any of these pieces of steel, is I would get a form. I can make it out of cardboard or whatever the case is.
Like a template?
Yeah, a template.
Right.
And then I would put it on there, and I would trace it out either with a Sharpie or whatever it is. All right, so I trace it out, and then I would go through the process of cutting and grinding to the shape. Now it's still raw steel, so if it's still raw steel, it's very soft, so it's not going to maintain that hard edge. All right.
I would never think.
Yeah. So what we have to do is once I get a number of them created, all right. So once I get like a batch.
Right.
All right, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp it with my name in it while it's still soft. I know it's kind of hard to see there, all right, but I have, I don't know if I could find it. I have a metal stamp where I'm actually putting it on the steel and taking a sledgehammer and just smashing it in. Now, if you miss, it's going to be a bad day because you're going to break your fucking hand. Yeah, so don't miss, right? Okay. So sometimes what I'll do is
I'm not doing that.
No, we're not doing that today. No broken hands, no missing fingers, right? No 10 and 10, okay?
I will say I cannot even walk and chew gum. It is a miracle that John has me here right now, but I trust him completely.
Okay, so you signed a waiver, right? You signed.
Yeah, it's over in the back.
It's in
over
the
there.
back. It's in the back. It's in the back with the rest of the bullshit. It's in the back. Okay. So then what I would do is I would get them back. I send my stuff out to Peter's Heat Treat. If Peter's Heat Treat is like a big company, and they put like all these on a rack, and they put a wire through here, and they dip it into like a freaking furnace.
Acid bath is off. Okay.
Furnace.
Oh.
So they heat it up to a certain amount of heat, and then what they do is they take it and then they dip it into cooling oil. What it does is it takes all the molecules that are inside that are moving, and it solidifies it, and that's what gives it the hardness.
Now you have to put your stamp on it before that
Yeah,
process.
yeah, because it'll never work.
Okay.
There are other ways like electroplating and everything else that you can get, like stickers and stuff, and it's basically acid etching your name into the blade. I like doing the stamp. It's simple and it's small. I don't like to do
efficient.
Right, and it works. Then what they do is once it's so hard, they don't want it too hard because then it'll be brittle. They'll put it in an oven to take some of the hardness out. It's called tempering. And then what tempering does is it softens it just a little bit. It doesn't take all the hardness out. It just makes it a little softer. So now if you do drop it, it's not going to break like glass. Believe it or not, steel can break like glass. All right.
We
So
never have thought that.
yeah, so that's what it is, and that's why you see like this test mark right here and all that stuff. That's what they're doing. They're testing it. Okay. So once that's done, I get a box. I get a box of these, all the stuff that I made. I get a box in the mail, and it comes right back to me. And now they're ready to process. Now the guys that sometimes what they'll do is they will put the grinds in before they send it to heat treat. Okay. I don't really do that. It's really whatever your flavor is, whatever you feel comfortable doing.
Does it change the end product?
It doesn't, but what you have to be careful of is if you really put all this thinness in here and then bake this thing to over 3,000 degrees, what happens is the steel starts to warp. And then you'll get a bunch of what they call fried bacon. You ever see bacon when it curls up?
Yeah, sure.
That's what it looks like. So all that work goes to crap. So I was like,
I'll tell you, a lot of my other friends that see the blades that you've made for me already, they love the fact that the it's so thick and it's like sturdy and like you could almost feel like, I say all the time, you could stab a tank with it,
right?
Because it's so solid,
right?
You know, so it's I think that's one of the special intricacies that you have on your designs, specific, you know.
Yeah, I like to make. I have very extra large hands, so what I like to do is I like to make the blades a little bit thicker.
Little hands.
So these are 1/4 of an inch thick, but also it's the stock material.
Right.
So all I did was I took this and just cut out a little design. All right, so I kind of keep it. I have used thinner blades, like this is like 3/16. It's a little bit thinner. All right, and I've actually made stuff that is.
Still looks beefy.
It is beefy, yeah. I'll give you that. I like. It's not necessary to use 1/4 inch stock, but I like it for my own purposes because I beat the hell out of these knives. You know, if I'm in the woods and I break a blade, then I'm kind of assed out.
Right. Absolutely.
If you're just using it for hunting and skinning, then you could use the skinniest, but you can use a kitchen knife for that because you're not beating it up. You're not beating it against wood. All right. So kind of depends on what you're going to use it for. All right. So now I get the blades back. I get all of this. What I'm going to try to do with this is I'm going to try and put some lines on it if I can. All right. And I'll show you how to do that.
I noticed you got a bunch of different slots right there. Is that all different designs of the different blades that you offer?
Yep. This is one of the ones you have.
The Mosquito, yes.
Mosquito, right?
Well, yeah.
Right. Okay. This is the Mark 17. This is a stainless blade.
That looks like the one your brother posted up.
No,
online.
my brother. I gave my brother. Where is it? I think they're over here. They're freaking huge.
It is big.
Yeah. So this is the one. Is this it? Where the hell did I put that? It is
in person. The Turk is actually the biggest one I've seen that you have.
Yeah. So.
But I know you do have bigger ones than bigger blades than that you offer. But
yeah, you guys just go to the website if you guys are interested. You'll see it. All right. So now what I like to do is I like to get some lines on here. And what I usually do is I use a little bit of Dykem. Dykem steel is just marking dye. The issue with this is it gets all over everything, so you got to be really careful. And a lot of this stuff is very toxic, so I'll just put it on and let it dry. And then
should I cover my tattoos?
no,
I got
not yet, not yet. I'll do this. I'll do this, so you don't have to. And then we'll get into it a little bit. But you can see the biggest thing is the prep work. There's so much freaking prep work for this stuff.
Well, that's you do all the prep work, and that's when your end result is 110%. You know,
Yeah.
so I always know that the quality is they're the best knives I've ever seen, and I'm not just saying that because you're my buddy. You know.
No, you can say that because you're my buddy. That's fine. That's fine. All disclosure, I know Jimmy for a very, very long time.
Yeah, like brothers.
But
yeah, his grandfather beat me up in the driveway one day. I was chasing him down. That started our friendship.
That started our friendship.
God bless him.
Yeah, I know. God bless.
Him.
So let me get my calipers. Stay here. You can say hello to everybody.
All right.
All right. I gotta get a piece. I gotta get a tool. Stay right here. Talk to Jimmy. Jimmy's.
Yeah. All right. We're good.
The devil's in the details. Yes, it is.
John's
sir.
helping me out, trying to build up my channel, and you know, and I don't have no business. I'm not trying to sell nothing. You know, I just it's my buddy. I wanna promote his work because it's the most quality stuff I've ever seen. You know, and craftsmanship, design, everything. You know, it's more 110%. You know, so he puts a lot into his work. So
yeah,
I want to recognize it, and I want everyone else to recognize it too. Everyone that I know.
If you guys got any questions, just post them up. Just throw it in the chat. This way we can, as we're talking, we'll go back and forth. And then...
Yeah, let me see the questions. Who's that ugly guy with the beard over there? I've never seen that guy before.
He's actually a homeless person. I just picked him up, but you know it's okay. I don't know. There was a question. I think there was a subscriber or somebody that wanted to come by. Understand that my shop is in my personal space, so I don't let anybody just come by.
I got lucky. I won the lotto.
So I just don't want people showing up to my house. You know, what was that question? Jimmy, how much you weigh? I was like, yo, really? This is not a dating service. It's like, what the?
You want to see the six packs? You want to see the boxes?
It's not,
I'm not gonna go there.
It's not that kind of show, bro.
I lost a lot of weight. I had some physical difficulties, but it is what it is.
How much you weigh?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's your sign, bro? What's your favorite sign? What's your symbol? What?
I do my tag. That's it. BOYD.
All right. So you see how it's kind of blue right there?
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna let that dry.
Absolutely.
They also sell Dykem in spray, which is a lot better, but you got to be careful.
Yeah, you breathe it in.
This stuff is like toxic dye.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to do here, I'll let this dry a little bit more. What I'm trying to do is just scratch marks on.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it. It's funny. It's like alcohol drying.
Right, it's drying. So what I'm trying to do is just get a line where it makes sense. All right. This is a precision piece. This is the Pittsburgh digital caliper. You're not really supposed to use this as a scratch, but I do. And what this does is this measures different widths. So if I wanted to.
Oh wow.
Right.
That's
so
really
if
good.
I measure, right, so then I could switch from inch to millimeters. All right. So it tells me for your European folk. I wonder if I have any European folk on there right now.
So it's exact, correct every
Right.
time.
But what I use it for is just to give me a little bit of guidelines as to where I want to put in these bevels. The hardest part that every knife maker, and if you're a knife maker, please let me know, is to put in the bevels and to make them look symmetrical. All right. So what'll happen is you'll start grinding over here on one side, and then you'll forget to flip around, or maybe you did 10 passes on this side and 12 on this side, and then you'll see in the center it won't be centered. All right. So you can tell this is the ricasso piece. All right. This is the ricasso. And you have a choice. On this knife, you can either use the ricasso or not use the ricasso. Again, it's a small knife. The reason why I say you can or cannot use a ricasso is if you needed to use this in this type of fashion, the ricasso helps your hand from sliding forward, okay? being that this is a very small blade, you would probably use it in this fashion.
So that detail on that specific
Ricasso,
knife
yeah.
is called the ricasso. That's
Yes.
it has it. Okay.
Right, so it's in between the blade bevel and the handle.
Right.
All right, so it depends on your style, what you think you're going to use it for. Typically, I use these knives for gutting animals, so I don't need a ricasso. And what that does is it gives me a little bit more blade on the back end. You see how it's very shallow right here?
Yeah, you know,
You can show the camera.
got a quick
see
question.
that?
I'm remembering
Go ahead.
from my wingman to my mosquito.
Yeah.
The mosquito has a larger ricasso.
Yes.
I don't even know if the wingman had.
No, some of them don't.
Yeah, right.
Some of them don't. So,
Yeah, so
it really depends on what your tastes are. I don't think like here's the wingman right here. So
Yeah.
with the wingman, all right, if I give you a little bit of a ricasso, it reduces the size of the cutting edge. All right, you don't have that much cutting edge,
it actually helps me.
and it's a very small knife.
When I pull it out of the sheath,
Right.
I've cut my fingers many times, and that actually helps to prevent that from
happening.
Yes.
Right. So that's what you need to do, is to be careful.
That's right.
So you decide if you want a ricasso or not. Most of the time, I put it in there.
That's the design. That's the
So-
quality. It's custom. Everything. Unbelievable.
All right. So let's do this. Let's see if this is still. It's almost dry. All right. I put these away so I don't cut myself. All right. So these are very, very sharp. All right. So now what I'm going to try to do, and I'll show you this in a second, is I just kind of want to feel like how thick this is. All right. So it's 32 millimeters. So if I wanted to go half, what's half of 30?
15.
There you go. Thank you.
I
See,
got it.
easy math,
All right,
baby.
I'm
Easy
all right.
math.
I'm not that
I
bad.
like it. I like it. Well, you should ask my brother. He'll say, how much is that? Hold on.
It's funny you mention your brother, because I'm waiting for Don the bricklayer to make a comment.
He just did. He was the one
Okay,
that asked about your weight.
Ah,
He did.
here we go.
so,
Yeah,
so
I
all
love
right.
you too, pal.
Right. So we cut it down. You see how I'm kind of messing with this a little bit?
Yeah.
So I try to get it to like 14, 13, 14, whatever it is. Right. So I try to get it there. It's a little tedious. All right. So I'm 14. That's fine. 14 is fine. And then this is the locking piece up here. Okay. And then all I'm going to do is just kind of, all right. Oh, let me get that. No, that's wrong.
Oh, and you're scribing.
And you're scribing it.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right. So that's what you're doing. You're
Yeah,
setting
I'm
it.
not, I'm not that stupid. I can
See what
see a
this-
little bit.
Okay. Let's
Yeah.
get this more.
Very good.
6. Okay, we're going to do 3. Sorry, it was not set. There you go. There you go. All right, good. So you can see that. And then what I do is I just scribe it all the way. Scribe it once, scribe it twice. Okay, try not to get that crap on your hands. And then I go from the other side. The reason you want to go from the other side is if you're off one little piece or one little set, you might have like what they call railroad tracks. And that's fine, just as long as you know that
Follow the
you're
tracks.
you're going on one side and you're going on the other side, and you can see the scratch. See the scratch?
Yeah, look at that.
That's
yeah.
dead center. Right?
And that's going to be the sharp part of the blade, then,
Right.
right? Yeah.
That's dead center. Okay. And then also for my bevels, all right, if I want to make bevels, all right, try to set this up. This is a knife that didn't really work out too well, so I'll set this one. I like to keep my grinds.
That's the one I'll buy.
Yeah. So we'll say 14 mil, right? And then what I do is I scribe it from here. Okay, I just follow along all the way. All right, go all the way.
Totally hands on.
See?
It's
And
nothing.
this is not
We don't have machines here.
This-
building knives, you know.
rocket science. The better way to do this is they actually sell a machine, a measuring machine. Somebody, what was that question? Thanks, John. Thanks, Jimmy. Oh, I don't know. Somebody actually sells. It's called a scratch or scratch all, and what it is it's a lot of knife makers. What they do is they buy marble, because marble is one of the flattest surfaces in the world if it's machined correctly. And you would put this on marble, and the scribe would actually move around this way. So you would leave the knife straight, and you would just drag the machine around.
Oh, yeah, understood.
It,
right.
It's totally manual, but it works, and it works better than this because I'm actually scratching up the precision machinery. All right.
You know what? I like that in your designs and your end result, because I like to say it's all handmade custom stuff, you know.
All right. So just want to show you. Okay, a couple little scratches right there, a couple little scratches right there, and then of course on the bottom. All right. Let me just see if I could. I wonder how we're supposed to get the. I don't know. I guess I missed it. That's okay. So now from here. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to get to the wheel. All right. I got to flip you guys around. This is the part of the video where there's going to be a lot of dust, a lot of noise, and you're not going to be able to hear us very well. So what I'll do is I'll start this, and then when we get to a point where I think we're good, I'll stop the video, and then we'll start, talking a little bit about it. Okay. So if you want to watch this part, that's great. Do you recommend heat treating the knife first? What do you recommend for a person first heat treating? Again, completely up to you. If you want to grind the knife and then heat treat it, we just spoke about that. Sometimes if you heat treat it and you overheat the knife, the blade will warp. If I just cut the stock like this, there's no way that it's going to warp. I mean, it's rare, but because it's one whole piece, it's not going to warp. All right, I hope that answers your question. I like that. He said, I'm going to turn the volume up so my wife thinks I'm working. I like that. I like that. Just crack open a beer. Honey, I'm down here. It's very loud. I can't. I'm sorry. I got that. I like that. And then that's the ticket. I like that. All right. So let me turn you guys around. This is where we're going to mask up. Jimmy, you want to?
You got a good audience.
I know.
Yeah.
You want to put your gloves on?
Put my gloves on.
All right, so Jimmy just got tattooed. So guys, understand that if you have any open sores, cuts, whatever it is, this metal dust is freaking brutal. It's brutal. So you have to cover your face. I have to put the fans back on. You need air in here. Just don't, if you can work outside, work outside. That's the best thing. I can't, but I'm telling you, it's definitely worth it. So Jim, I'm going to turn this around. Let me get on this side. All right, let's see if you can see a little bit better. I need you.
Tell me where to go.
I know, I did not do a reorder for Three River Blades. I'm sorry. This is yours. Dominic's asking for Three River Blade shirts.
Yeah, right. I would have worn one if I would have.
I know.
So I'm a large, not an extra large.
You can get Three River Blade shirts from, what is it, Teespring or whatever that case is. The if you go to the regular channel, Teespring is like, it's drop order. All right. So what that does is that allows it's a drop ship. Okay. So I don't have them in stock. It's just a drop ship. You can order them from there. They have sweatshirts, t-shirts. Also, guys, if you want to be a Patreon member, please go to Patreon. They have that depending on which one you are. Okay. So let me get this. Let me see. I'm in frame. I got to bring this back a little bit, Jim. Let me bring. You want to stand over here?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So as you guys see, there's a lot of shifting going on because I have a 300 square foot shop, which is very, very tight and tiny. And what that does is it makes it very hard in here to move around. That's why I usually do one person, work with one person, just so we're not getting into each other's way.
Yeah, but the homeless guy came today and
Jimmy was asking for change, and I decided to give him a trade. So it kind of works out. All right. So I don't know if you guys can see this right here. Let's see, right here. Let me take this out of the way. Move that back. So this is a 10-inch wheel, guys. I know it's very difficult to see. If you can see that right there, this is a 10-inch wheel. What this allows me to do is to cut bevels. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a very. Jim, you want to put this outside so I don't get dust in it? Just put that on the outside on the thing over there. That's fine. Yeah, because we're going to get metal dust everywhere. Yeah. All right. These are 40 grit belts. That's right. Teach the man to fish. Exactly. So this is a 40 grit belt. It's made out of ceramic. They will wear out quick, especially if you are somebody that is going to grind heat treat, like my knives are already heat treated, you're going to go through a lot of these belts. Invest in good belts, and the biggest tip I can give you is when they get dull, change them. And you'll know because I'm going to show you. Once they get dull, the metal starts to shine. So it doesn't cut anymore, it polishes. And if it's polishing, what you're doing is you're just heating up that steel, and then that steel becomes soft, taking away all the process that you just did. All right, you don't want to heat it up that much. I am not going to be wearing any gloves because I want to feel the heat on this. All right. Also, I have a bucket of water down here. The bucket of water, what it does is anything that falls down will fall into this bucket of water, and then I could dump the water. All right. So let me set this up real quick. All right. And then I'm going to have to turn on all the fans. Got some power. Let me give it a little test. All right. You want earplugs? Gets a little bit loud. No, you good? You don't need to hear? Nobody needs to hear. Right? Screw that. All right. So I'm going to turn on the fans, just so I get some air circulating through here. How loud is it going to get in here? Right?
Yeah. What I remember. Alright. So, what I'm going to do, Jim, you see where my lines are? I'm just going to start taking this edge off. Alright? I'm going to leave the ricasso for you, so I'm not going to start exactly here. I'm going to start a little bit up. Alright? Give it a try. You want to give it a try? No, you good? You like your fingers? Okay. So, you see what I'm doing? I'm just kind of slowly edging away and trying to make this very thin. Okay? That's all I'm doing. Now, what I do is a couple passes on one side and then I flip it around and I do another pass. It's going to look ugly as sin in the beginning. That's 100% okay. Alright? And then what we'll do is we'll refine it. Okay? Like going fire, heart. Lose anybody here. We got 39 minutes. Not so bad, right?
All right. If you take your mask off, you could smell that crap in the air, right? All right, guys. So, just to give you guys an idea, all right, it's not perfect. It's kind of shitty on this side, all right? So you smell all that crap?
Yeah.
You can keep that on if you want. My lungs are shot anyway. It's fine. So, what I'm really trying to do, let me turn this off. So you guys can hear us. All right. Let's see if I could raise that back. All All right, guys. I'll try to. You know what? Yeah. Let me flip this around, so we're not so much in the light. Yeah.
Tight.
Yeah. It's a little tight in here. I'll try not to blind you guys with the lights. All right. It's always a constant. It's always a constant. All right. There you go. How's that? You guys can see us now? Better? Mo better? All right, too.
You know, what I picked up on. The first thing I was looking for was where was a fire extinguisher. All these sparks.
There is a fire. It's right there.
Okay.
It's right there. Yeah.
Good to know.
Yes, fire extinguisher is very important.
And how you really got to learn to appreciate the intricacies of each. Like it's handcrafted. Like it's hands on. You know that. Every one of them has its own touch.
Yeah, it's
on
unique.
It, you know, yeah,
It's unique.
It's really amazing.
So just to give you guys an idea, so I'm starting the bevels. Okay, I am going to leave ricasso for Jim. And as you can see, it's not perfect. I just did a couple passes. All right, this one's a little crappier because I'm hitting this too much over here. So this needs to be refined and it will be fixed. The best way to gauge is to look at your ricasso. I don't know if you could see that. See that, Jim? See how like one side's a little bit deeper than the other?
Absolutely.
So, and then on top, see over here? One side will be deeper than the other.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see this right here. It's not correct. And then in here, it's not correct. So every time I pick up one of my blades or any other blade, that's the first thing I do is I look for the plunge line. If the plunge lines are off, this guy either didn't give a crap, or he was lazy, or he was tired, or whatever the case is, because this is very taxing. Like,
I mean, another product from
another product, right? Because I'll look for those plunge lines to make sure that they're good. I've actually sent blades back because I'm like, listen, if I'm paying $300 for a blade, the least you can do is get it right, you know, which is the plunge lines, and then of course on top. All right, so those are the two noticing factors, just to make sure that they are good, make sure they're correct. Like if you notice on this one, even though I tried to correct it, it's still a little bit off. See how the plunge line over here is different than this one? So that's why this one never went out.
So like that's the angle where it starts to go from light to heavy. Almost.
Well, it's you can see that this has less taken out and this. You can see the height between here. Yeah, right. More of the steel is not there, right? That's why this thing never went out. All right, very simply, it never went out because I'm like, I can't sell this. All right, I would never sell that to anybody. I mean, you want to throw it in your toolbox and destroy it, great. I'll just give it to you. But like,
toolbox. What kind of grit is that paper to?
That's 40. That's 40. So 36 grit to 40 is what I use to take most of the heavy meat out of it, and then I refined it to 60 to 120, and then go further and further. I like to keep this at a 60 grit. If you go very fine and make it a mirror finish, typically those knives are not made for use. They're made for showpieces. All right, so because as soon as you put it in a sheath, it gets a little grain of sand in there or something like that, it's going to scratch. And this is a using knife. This is not like, if you want a commemorative knife, I can make you a commemorative knife. I just take one of mine and I get a whole bunch of brass bolsters and copper and do all that fancy shit, you know. Get the nice fancy wood, all that crap.
Sure.
Right?
Customize it to whatever the specs for the customer.
But this is a working knife. Yeah. This is a beater. All right. It's a 1/4 inch thick crowbar. Right. So that's basically what it is. I'm going to continue to work on this piece. And then what we'll do is, this has got to be like a 2-parter, 3-parter at least.
Yeah,
all right.
Absolutely. Got it.
So Jimmy's going to be back here. I got to go to where Rite Aid is where you kind of hang out. Yes, right.
Yeah, right.
Like right. Right. Yeah.
For my medications.
Right, his medications.
Yeah. Well, now it's Walgreens.
Walgreens.
Now, right.
So I'll go to Walgreens. I'll pick up Jimmy again. You know, I'll buy him a bagel so he's not hungry.
Oh,
and
no
then,
carbs.
No, that's right.
Sorry.
That's right. He's on a diet. He's on a diet. And then what I'll do is I'm going to finish the grinding process. I'll finish the sides. All right, the sides are just basically ground with this device. I just hold it there and it just gets ground.
If I'm invited, I'll be back.
Yeah, and then we'll do that, and then we'll put on the scales, and then I'll do the sheath making process. But you know, I think that's the best way to do it.
Absolutely.
You know, because I don't think they want to sit here and watch me grind steel for 3 hours or 10 hours or whatever it takes.
Everybody loves looking at me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
He's a very handsome man right there.
I am good
So
looking.
if you guys, we got a couple minutes left. If you guys have any questions, I'll be watching. So just throw them in there right now. Do you do a show on handles? Yes, that's going to be the next stage. Once I get this thing cleaned up, I'll have Jimmy come back, and then we're going to do handle selection, and I'll show you how to do it.
Looking forward to that.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. So any questions, you can put them up
Any
there.
girls that are watching, I'm sorry, I'm married. You know?
So yes, that's true. Sorry, off the market. You're off the market, bro.
Because there are plenty of women that love, you know, that are collectors, and maybe they go hunting. You know?
No,
There's some tough boys out there.
Yeah, I believe. No, that's true. That's true. Women make really good
We don't
hunters.
discriminate at Three River.
No discrimination whatsoever. And actually, a lot of the females, if they're not hunters, they buy knives for their husbands that are hunters. So it kind of makes great sense.
Yes.
Also, military.
Hint, Laura, my wife.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Also for military guys, you know, their wives, they'll buy something and then they'll send something overseas. So
yes.
if you guys are interested, please go to threeriverblades.com for any custom made knife. The stuff that I have up there. Check out Three River Kydex. I make sheaths, I make holsters, all that stuff. If you need something that's a little bit more specific, go up there.
I'm gonna say, John actually made 2 custom sheaths for me because I don't wear belts all the time. I got these pants with the drawstring, and he made me custom sheets that I could utilize for other if I'm not wearing a belt. That's it.
Then if you're in, please go check out Jimmy's page. I'll put the links down below. It's going to be Jimmy Void on YouTube. What's the Instagram?
Instagram is Avoided86.
Avoided, and then Facebook.
Void Jim BXNY at Facebook.
Okay.
And I'm just building up, trying to get things going. So pretty much Jimmy Void. If you look up Jimmy Void, it's going to lead to everything else, I think.
Right.
But we'll figure it out.
Yeah. So
I'm a work in progress.
Any other questions up there? We'll probably end this because I got a lot of work to do on this blade. Any other questions? So, all right, that's it, man. All right, bro.
Take care, everybody.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. I
Thank you.
appreciate it. All right. Do you want to?